doing a DVD stereo install on my Ford F-150. It's a 2006, and let's get into it. Alright, I purchased the Boss, let's see here, it's called the Boss BV9362BI. So, that's the model. Here it is right here. I looked at reviews online, and this is the one I liked. It was cheaper as well, kind of mid-range to lower mid-range. A couple things that this guy offers really quick. Hands-free Bluetooth, meaning I will have to take a microphone, a wired microphone, and wire it somehow. I'm thinking I'm going to bring it to the upper left-hand corner, or up by the rearview mirror, but want to find someplace incognito to put that in. As far as the other things this has, obviously it's a DVD player. One of the extras that I bought with it was a cheap, I think it was like a $20 to $15 rear view license plate camera. That way when I back up, it'll come on to the DVD screen, and I can see what's behind me. I can back up the trailers. I do quite a bit of that, so I thought that was something that was well worth the $15 to buy. Also, with this I bought a mounting kit. Here is a Metra, and it's Ford Lincoln Mercury multi-kit 2004 and up. There you go, in focus. Just look online as to what your car needs for a mounting kit and whether it'll fit. Amazon's great because it'll tell you whether certain items fit in your car or not. Okay, and then another thing I had to buy separately with this is a mounting harness. This costs like maybe $4 to $3. It's really cheap, but you have to have the mounting harness, otherwise it's going to be a cluster just trying to figure out all the wiring on your own. So this way you just solder the like colored wires to the wires you need, and then plug it in. So given that, let me take you to the first step. First step is, and I love to show each step, but this is such an easy step. Basically, here's the dash. I pop this off with my fingers. You can use a screwdriver if you need to. And I also disconnected 1, 2, 3, and then a fourth. I will be disconnecting the cigarette lighter, just to be able to get in there. I don't want to hurt this or break this or scuff it up or anything like that. So that's just to make it a little bit easier. Here's the wire that's going to run to the back of the stereo. I'll take the stereo out with 1, 2, 3, 4 little screws, and then I'm going to start kind of with the rest of the install. Just unplug the old stereo, the stock stereo, and then from the back you're going to unplug this corner. Has got the antenna for the radio, and this is all the other connections. So you're looking at this guy is for that big socket, and here's the radio antenna. So yeah, that was pretty easy. Just four screws and you're done. Before you get too crazy, probably a good idea at this stage to just pull out your wiring harness that you bought and plug it in, and make sure, just making sure it fits to the other end, or I guess it would be the male end. Yes, it is a good fit. We are a go. Okay, before I start soldering wires and getting into all that, just want to take a quick look at the back. Now, I'm probably going to have to read the directions for some of this. I don't know everything that this does, and I don't know what all the wires necessarily are, even though they are marked. And I do know quite a bit of these, but basically, here's all the connections that came with it. It's pretty straightforward, and it's like a puzzle piece. Here is like the main wiring harness that comes out, and I may be calling these the wrong things, but the main idea is I'm doing it right. So you're going to plug this guy into there, and then that, here, I'll just do it real quick. This is hard with one hand, so be patient. Let's see. Oh, okay, well, I'll click that in with two hands in a second. And then back here, you can see you've got these two sockets. Man, why is it so out of focus? Okay, so you're looking at these two, and it's pretty easy. Just look at the color of the wires and what it plugs into. So you've got this guy going in here. Ugh. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, so you're plugged in, you're all set. And now I can start soldering wires to my wiring harness. And taking a quick look, it looks like we have all the same colors. So I'm just going to match it up. And that should be pretty easy. Alright, we'll see you at the next stage. Also, obviously, we got to do the USB, sorry, this is the, like, iPod connection. That's going to go right into that guy right down there. And so you got this guy, male end, going into the female end right here. Okay. Oh, upside down. And right like that. Want to note, there's your antenna. You're going to plug that into there. And then eventually, I believe, I'm not sure, I'll be plugging in my camera. I think to these labeled front RCA output. You can see that front RCA output. Okay. And I'll go get that camera right now. We have now soldered all the... I went ahead and soldered all the connections. So here's all your wires that hook into the back right here. Don't pay heed to these quite yet. I'm talking about this connection here to the DVD player stereo. And then the wires run out and are connected. And you have to connect them all right here, the live wires. So what I did is I soldered them. You know, this is an installation you don't want to have to do again. So when you do like the electrical nuts, those don't work very well. Electrical tape by itself won't work very well. You just don't want anything to come like exposed and then also touching each other. I suggest heat shrink. This is electrical tape right here because the heat shrink I got, yes, while it's, you know, skinny enough or wide enough to fit on the wire, it's not wide enough to fit over where I've spliced them together. So I needed to get bigger ones. Because I don't have a lot of time, I went ahead and did electrical tape after soldering. Honestly, I should be just fine with that. I feel pretty confident that'll work just fine. It just took me a little bit longer. Now, before you go and put the dash all back together and all the connections all together, you want to plug it in and test it. So I'm going to do that. I've plugged it in. It's working. I'm going through the different modes. Okay, that's your radio. This is my DVD. I already put in DVD player in there. And it's loading. Okay, now watch this. Uh-oh, warning, video not available while driving. They have this brake wire. This one's pink. And so I looked online. Let me turn this down. I looked online, and you can do a brake bypass so that you can watch videos while you are driving. I don't recommend that, of course. But for passengers and stuff, I would want them to be able to watch while I was driving. So if you just ground this to the metal of the frame itself, watch this. And this is a piece I added onto it. I'm going to screw it down right there. But, oh, look at that. So I'm good to watch while driving. This is a sweet kiteboarding video I've got here. So when that's grounded, well, it'll be great. It'll work really well for what I'm trying to accomplish. Now I want to go through and maybe check out like the Bluetooth. Let's see here. So my Bluetooth, and I'm on my phone actually right now filming, so I'm gonna have to just let you know if that works. Sayonara. Alright, the Bluetooth works awesome. I have gone ahead and for the Bluetooth and for the hands-free speaker phone, I have gone ahead and I've routed the wire. The wire you're going to find back here. Let's see. It's going to be connected to this cord. Focus in there. It's going to be connected to this jack right here. Just basically, you know, your audio jack right here. It's labeled BT for Bluetooth. BT mic port. So that I ran, and it's coiled up back here. You have plenty of wire, and I've seen guys that have taken it like up through by their window and around and up, and they'll have it like up here, just because I believe you're probably gonna get less noise than on your dash, but for convenience, and because I don't want to run the wire all throughout the side of the mirror, I am just going to put it up through my kind of center console on the dash, and up through that right here, so it comes back here, and I'm putting it like right here. You don't want to put it like right there next to a fan, because they'll hear that noise pretty badly. The other reason why this is nice is because when I'm sitting in my driver's seat, I can just kind of lean over and, you know, talk to somebody, get a little bit closer to the mic if I want to while I'm still driving. So that's what I did there. The Bluetooth works just great. I get in the car, turn it on, automatically Bluetooth goes. Also, I get a call, automatically it's connected to my phone, so I can answer hands-free. Okay, now we are at the stage of connecting my last and final and probably most complicated thing, is the backup camera. This is going to be connected to the license plate, and so before I go into this, I am not sure how this is all going to work, so we'll get it figured out. But what I do know is that backup camera, if I can show you the end cords here. So there's this cord, which runs all the way about 12 feet to the end of the wire, and this other end of this will plug in to the back right here. I'm not sure which one yet because I can't see it very well, but I'm gonna look. The first, and then this red wire that runs to the backup camera, that is not going to be anywhere near the cab. That's all going to be hooked up near the back. And this is actually going to be hooked up to the rear backup light. You have your black, which is your ground, so you just want to hook that to like a metal, or maybe the backup light has a ground. I don't know. I don't really understand electronics very well. I'm kind of learning this as I go. And then the red light, that's your power. It's 12 volts, so it's going to go to your backup power on the light. So you're going to splice that rear backup light and tap into that power with this guy. Before I do that, I can actually test it. I think I can test it by plugging it in. I've got this, cigarette lighter, runs to a power inverter, and lo and behold, it's 12 volt DC. So I should be able to 12 volt. So I should be able to test it by connecting the backs of these two wires, plugging it all in, and then just seeing like how the camera works, because the instructions were like there are none, and I'm not sure if this is the top or this is the top of the camera. It doesn't say. So that's one thing I want to make sure I figure out before I go back there and try to install it. I'm going to guess that the wire coming out the top, that's the top. And Abcotech, their labels on top right there, and they want to show that off, so I'm going to guess that that's the case. So, assuming this is the orientation, I'm going to try to plug that all in and test it, and come back with that segment of the video. Haha, it is working. It is working, and that was just by doing the test. So, meaning I've got power to it. So if I were to take the red wire off, sure enough, turns off. If I connect the red wire, then it's on. And as you can see, Abcotech on the top. That is the top. It's great. It has a little backup grid. It's seems to be, I don't know if this is infrared or what, but I know that like lights will go on when it senses, it has a sensor, so it'll turn the lights on so you can see as you back up. And so, given that, I should probably, it'd be great to be able to check this, check the angle. But I was just saying that I wanted to test to see the angle and get the angle right. But I can't do that. I really just got to hook it up and just set it up kind of afterwards. So I've gone ahead and I've routed the wire. It's going through the back of the dash there. It's kind of, I took out the glove box. There's my glove box, so that I could run it, and following this antenna wire right here, and down through here, and I took off the runners, and this is the black cord. It's running it through there, around to the passenger's rear side door. So we're going through here, and then I've pulled the grommet through there, because now we're going to get to the bed of the truck, so it'll have to run outside. And I'm going to run this back, and I think I'm going to run it back underneath through there, and I'll show you. I'll continue the video there, and we're going to run it back to the license plate back here. Showed you we were in the cab, and we ran the video wire through the jack, or through the grommet. It's gonna go all the way back, and I've ran it kind of along this frame beam right here, and it goes back to the back license plate area. Let me show you the rest. Hold on a sec. Okay, so now we're in. Oh man. Okay, so it came along that same frame, and then came out right here. Kind of by the, here's the spare tire. So it's coming out right here, and then goes up and over the like back bumper, or steel beam for the back bumper, and ends up coming out right on top right there. It'll sit just like that, so you won't see hardly any wire. I think it'll work out good right there. I think that way too I can angle this down, because the camera does angle. You can angle this down, and you'll be able to see the hitch perfectly. If it were down here, I think you wouldn't be able to see a whole lot. But so that's that right there. And the other thing is the red wire. So red wire is got to go to one of the reverse lights. So I pulled that comes out with just two bolts, one right there, one right there. Here's the bolts, and here's the reverse light. I found that out by actually putting it into reverse and seeing which light goes on with the parking brake on. Don't recommend that, so you don't want your car taking off on you. My parking brake's pretty sound, so it keeps it still. Still wouldn't recommend that. But I checked out which light was reverse, and the reverse light is this one. As you can see, if you look really closely, one is pink and black. Gosh darn it. Trying to focus you in here. Okay, one's pink and black, the other is just black. Universally, black means ground, so I hook the black wire to black wire, red wire to the pink and black. I'm going to go ahead and test this out now and put it in reverse and see what happens with the camera. Alright, here we go. Okay. I got to feed this red wire now back down through there. There's a nice little hole, comes out. Oh, this getting in and out. It's getting old. Okay. Shoot. Alright. So it comes down through there. And then I'll run it back over here and plug it into this red wire. Alright, the system's all in, meaning everything is all connected and set up. I haven't finalized everything, meaning I haven't put everything back together because I want to test it, so let me do that right now. Just want to test all the major systems. Okay, so we're on auxiliary right now, so if I put it in reverse, there we go. There's the hitch as well, the ball. So that's great. I could probably tilt it up even a little bit more than that, and it would be better. I am on a slanted driveway, so that's why it's looking at blacktop right now. Maybe you can tweak that a little bit, but that's pretty good. Gonna go through the different modes here. This is my Bluetooth. I already have shown you that that works. Radio. Let's get to a station that's actually just about blew out my speakers there. I had it on super high. It was stupid. Okay, speakers are okay. Radio works. This is the DVD player.
Which is like a 12-foot gap. Then to ollie.
It's working.
Over.
Okay, so everything's working again. Now let's see if I'm in like a different mode and if I go to reverse. So when I want to see the camera, I have to go to that mode. I'm going to need to go specifically to, I believe this is the case, got to go specifically to my backup camera. So, alright, well that is the system, and that's working pretty good. Now I can put the dash all back together, put the glove box back in, and then we'll go to just kind of finalizing the wiring that goes back to the backup camera. Okay, she's all done. Put it all back together, the dash, hooked up every electrical plug. By the way, I ran the USB, the USB's right up in there as well, and easy to get to if I needed to. I could just pull the glove box out and then pull that. Here is the iPod connection if I ever need it, and I just ran it through there. You can run it probably multiple places, but I think that this is the easiest place, and you don't want that hanging out too far. It can be cumbersome. So, okay, and yeah, put back my panels. So my floor panel, that camera wire runs, like I said, through here, underneath this guy, around through here, and then it goes underneath the grommet right here. And let me grab my creeper so I can show you. We're gonna go underneath the truck, and I'm gonna show you what to do and what I did for the wiring underneath. So So there it comes out the grommet. I taped it off and put flex tubing around it. Every so often I would put electrical tape around sections of flex tubing just so it didn't come loose. Where I could, I zip tied the wire and flex tubing. Keep coming along, and it goes just all the way down this frame, this beam right here, passing the rear axle. Keeps going, and right here is kind of where the end it ends up, and there you have, this is my orange video input, video jack, and I've taped that all up with electrical tape just to keep it weatherproof, and that comes out right there. The red I was able to shove, so if you look up on, this is the right side of the truck, and if you remember, we're connected to the rear reverse lights, and just ran that cord down through here and finished it out right where it kind of splits there at the Y. So pretty simple install. I'd say the hardest part is just, or the longest and most cumbersome part is running that wire and getting all those connections set up. Other than that, it's pretty simple install, and I'd recommend doing it by yourself to anybody. At least with a truck, it was easy to get underneath my vehicle and run that wire. I think with sedans, it can be even easier because you can run it through your cab all the way through the trunk. So anyway, hope you like this video. This was a video install of the Boss BV9362BI. You can see that. BV9362BI. Anyway, yeah, be sure to like the video and comment as needed. Thanks, bye.